Do you ever feel like you're overpaying in taxes, but you're not quite sure why? Especially if you're a small business owner, or maybe you're a solo entrepreneur or working from home, or a service-based industry. I want you to check out this video just to give you some insights of why you might be overpaying in taxes. I'm Dr. Bryan Raya, DBR Bookkeeping, and I have an online community, DBR Bookkeeping on School, where we teach people how to do effective bookkeeping techniques and strategies. And in today's presentation, we're going to look at why specifically small business owners are paying too much in taxes. So what is the problem? Most small business owners overpay on taxes each year, not because they make too much. We want to make money. I'm not saying stop making money. It's not because of that, but it's because they don't manage their finances effectively throughout the year. And what does this mean? That you can't deduct what you don't track. In the IRS, you have to have some type of system of tracking that in order to claim it and to deduct it. You can't fix what you don't review. If you're not tracking anything, then you can't fix it by reviewing it, right? And you can't save if you're not organized. And really it comes down to just having a good, effective system. 5 common mistakes and how you can fix them. And a lot of these are very simple actions and behaviors that you can take in your small business today to feel good, confident about your bookkeeping. Let's get into it. The first one, not tracking all business expenses, right? Missed deductions equals lost money, right? And now, when I talk about all business expenses, I think a lot of people are not sure about their business expenses, or they forget about common ones. Many common ones that people forget is that recurring subscription you have, maybe for Canva or ChatGPT or something that's business related that you forgot to put into your expenses. Another common one is your mileage. This is a huge one. A lot of small business owners forget to track your mileage going to business meetings, whatever. Now, don't track your mileage all the time for all your personal stuff, to go to the grocery store or to pick up the kids from their soccer practice. But you can be tracking if you're going to meetings that are business related. Those are huge, and it can be up to, currently in 2025, 70 cents per mile. So let's put some math to that. For every 1,000 miles that you drive in 1 year, you can deduct $700. That is a major deduction that you can be having. So reduce your tax liability. So how do we fix missing the deductions? That's why we really recommend to use a bookkeeping software like QuickBooks Online and review that weekly. Why is accounting software so effective? Because it pulls in all the transactions from your bank account and your credit card account. And if you're using it properly, where you have separated your business and finances, which we'll talk about in the next point, then it's really easy to see all the expenses that come in. You can easily categorize them into their proper categories and nothing gets missed. So that's why we really recommend, for tracking your expenses, to use bookkeeping. Next is number 2, mixing personal and business finances. All right, this is a big one that a lot of people, when they starting out their business, they go, well, why? It's my money, it's my business. I just spend everything from one bank account or one credit card. Well, this creates confusion. It really creates messy records, and you're at IRS risk of commingling your funds of personal and finance. And it's a really quick, simple, easy fix. Just go open up a separate bank account, or bank accounts if you need to, as well as a separate credit card that's just for business. I cannot stress this enough, because you are actually wasting time and energy and resources by using that single debit card, or your own personal debit card, or your own personal credit card. Why? Because now you have to go back into your bank statements. You're doing line item by line item to find, wait, was this business? Was this personal? And then you forget and you're like, I'm not sure. And then if you're using multiple cards and different resources, say you paid a little bit of PayPal from here, a little Venmo here, I sent cash up to this person, then I use my credit card over here, and then I use my bank account for over here. Now you have to go and find all those transactions. And guess what happens? It goes back to number 1. You miss them. You miss those deductions, which equals lost money. And it's one of the most common reasons why people are overpaying in their taxes. Number 3, trusting QuickBooks auto categorization. So say you have separated your accounts and you have tracking your deductions and you're using QuickBooks Online awesome, and that's great for you. But then the next step is that people just trust the auto categorization too much because in QuickBooks, it is not always accurate. And that's why it's real simple. We have to review and manually update the categories. For example, if you use Amazon and it's always for office supplies and you constantly categorize it for office supplies, well, QuickBooks Online is going to automatically go, oh, okay, Amazon is always office supplies. But say then you change that purchase maybe for a personal item that you accidentally used your business card, or maybe this new item was for some supplies and the materials that was not office supplies that you want to keep categorized. Well, then QuickBooks will just keep going office supplies, and it's totally missed. This is really happens when you get mixing personal, because now those few transactions out there, or maybe more, is suddenly getting all confused in there. So you have to review and manually update those categories. You want to know your numbers. Number 4 is you're trying to do everything yourself. Do it yourself bookkeeping, or also known as DIY bookkeeping, equals costly mistakes over time. It does not cost you just money, but it also costs you time. So that's why I've created a community to help you learn the skills so that you're not by yourself. You can join in the community and be in a place where you can ask your questions. Hey, how do I categorize this? How do I do this? What about payroll? How do I pay myself? How do I track this payment of the loan? How do I questions when it comes to tracking your business finances, right? You need to get a mentor. You need to get help. And sometimes using the internet or using a YouTube video isn't always the best resource. Sometimes you have to ask that question that relates directly to your business and your scenario and get an answer that's completely related and customized to you and your business. Because guess what, gang? Every business is different in the world. So your business that you're having, yes, you might be in an industry that a lot of people are doing it, but how you run your business is unique, and you need personalized special information just to help you. Last one is number 5, waiting until tax season to get organized. We see this all too often as far as bookkeepers and CPAs. You wait last minute, you start panicking, and now you are missing things because you're trying to scramble to get it all done. With my clients, that when we work together on a monthly basis, we're getting reports every month, I'm reviewing things on a regular basis. When it comes time for tax season, it's literally click, let's check this out. Let's get a report, P&L, balance sheet. What's your bottom line? Here we go. Take this to your CPA, and your tax process should be really quick and seamless. My clients have come back to me, and instead of stressing about go seeing their CPA, they can go to their CPA with all their proper documents. They can answer a few questions, and the CPA has all the information they need within 30 minutes, an hour to file your taxes. And again, for a lot of your business owners who might be just still home base, maybe not making a lot of money, maybe under $250,000 or less, that's totally understandable. You should not be spending hours and hours with your CPA. If you're spending too much time with your CPA, or you're giving your CPA messy books and information, guess what? They're going to charge a lot of money for it to get fixed. Or even worse, they won't even take you. I have had many clients tell me, they've come to me, get phone calls. Hey, I want to do my taxes, and my CPA says, your stuff is not right. You need to go find somebody else to go fix this stuff up. Don't get in that situation. Don't panic. Don't stress. And then therefore, don't lose money because of all this stuff. The other thing is that if you pay at CPA a whole bunch of money to get all your books organized, again, you're overpaying with that. You're creating more expenses. You're not, and again, you might be missing with deductions. Here's my last thing with CPAs. CPAs will represent you and report the numbers that you provide them. So if you say you made $100,000 this year in your business, and you spent $75,000 in your business on X, Y, and Z, the CPA many times is just going to report those numbers. They won't necessarily double check. They won't necessarily ask you questions, or what about this? Are you sure? If you tell them I drove 6,000 miles that was business related, they're going to add those calculations in there. They are not responsible tracking all of that. They're going to trust you. And if you just give them made up numbers, then you are potentially putting yourself in a very risky position for audit, potentially putting yourself into very bad things. And we don't want to get into all that stuff and getting in trouble and overpaying and huge penalties and fines and maybe potentially jail. So do not do that. Do not guess. And again, do not count on your CPA to do all that. It is still your responsibility as a small business owner to check and make sure you are providing accurate, clean information to your CPA so that they can do their job accurately. So what's the real solution to all of this? Really, gang, it's just weekly check-ins like a Money Monday where you are going in and just doing a quick 10 to 15 minutes and checking your bank accounts, checking your spreadsheets, organizing your receipts, calculating your mileage, whatever it may be. Those little 10, 15 minutes every week over the year will save you so much time. Next is a monthly review of your profit and loss reports. Super easy. You check that out. If you're using QuickBooks Online, actually look at those reports. See what type of trends you're seeing. There are so many settings that you can do to compare from month to month, from this year to last year, and a whole bunch of ways you can customize your reports and really find the information that you need. If you're tracking ad spend, if you're tracking certain costs of supplies and materials, or you're just tracking your certain subscriptions and you want to see those trends over time, you can do all of that on your reports and you can review them. Get in the habit. Make that a behavior that you're looking at your reports. The next is, as mentioned before, get a tool like QuickBooks to automate and organize. It will save you so much time. Yes, is there a monthly fee to get a QuickBooks subscription? Yes, but it can save you so much time and money down the road. I guarantee it. I can almost promise you that even with this simple operation, getting your stuff automated and organized can save you money and not overpay in taxes. And lastly, track everything. Again, I've mentioned it before, but again, track your mileage. That's a huge one. Track your meal, your business meals, specifically your business related meals. Track all your script subscriptions, recurring costs, even track those little bank charges that you might have for your business. Those little $5, $10 charges do add up. Track it all so that you do not overpay in taxes. Those are all business related and those all can help lower your tax liability and therefore you pay less taxes. To finalize, key takeaways, remember, bookkeeping isn't just for tax season, it's for business success. And if you really want to make your business successful, if you have a side hustle that you believe can really make a difference, get serious about your finances, get help, and start taking control for business success. If you want to be big, think big, which means get organized, which equals less taxes owed and less stress. Again, organization is key for your business. If you're tracking everything else really organized, why not track your finances in an organized fashion? Third, you don't need to do it all, but you do need to have a system. Whether that's getting regular help from a bookkeeping in the community, whether that's talking to your CPA on a quarterly basis, whether that's hiring a bookkeeper or whatever financial professional that you have, you don't need to do it all by yourself. There is help and there's resources and there's people out there like me who want to help you succeed. And so take that investment of time and energy and potentially a little bit of money to really make a difference for you. And then lastly, start small. If a little bit of this seems overwhelming, just start small. Again, the best thing you can do right now is just get a separate bank account or a separate credit card. Or if you're using a bank account, then just use it only for business. Just by doing that can make a huge difference. And then just stay consistent with those behaviors and those habits. And then if you need help, ask me. And so how do you do that? You can always schedule a free 30-minute consultation call. And I will personally just sit down. You can ask me any questions you have, and we can cover a lot of things just to double check what you have. If you have a spreadsheet, I can check that out. If you have QuickBooks Online, I'll do a free review and just going to go dig in behind to see what is in there and give you specific steps on what you can do to improve your bookkeeping or where you are in your systems of whether you're ready for taxes, whether it's time to upgrade to different systems. I can help, and it's all completely free. All it takes you is 30 minutes. And I think 30 minutes will potentially save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars is totally worth it. The next thing you do is also just join the DBR bookkeeping community. Go click on this link below. If you're already in the community, welcome into it. And I hope you enjoyed this resource. But again, this is for a one-time annual fee, and you can ask your questions, get QuickBooks training at any time you just need a review. It's all included into the price, and it's totally worth it to potentially save you money. I want to end with this last story. I had a client recently who just came to me, and business was making about $1 million in revenue. A pretty, good, but not millions and millions of dollars. He is a classic small business owner and entrepreneur. He came to me and he wanted to get his books cleaned up for 2024. When I first reviewed it, it didn't look so bad. But as I dug into his QuickBooks Online account, I saw that the way that they were putting entries in there was very manual. He was not doing any type of using the categorization and systems. There was things that were not pulled in, transactions that were missing in there, and I had to go there and clean that up. When I was looking at the profit and loss statement initially, there was about $150,000 in the bottom line. When I worked through this for a couple hours, cleaned up a whole bunch of things, added some missing expenses, got the proper revenue, everything was kind of sorted out. That bottom line, if he had done taxes before that and just did it, he would have had to report almost $50,000 to the IRS. Instead, I brought that number down to $69,000, right? We're talking a $70,000 to $80,000 difference. What does that mean? That means that if beforehand, if he would have done taxes, he would have had this high tax bill. But by working with me, we were able to lower his tax liability by $25,000 to $30,000, depending on his situation. That's $25,000 he doesn't have to pay to the government. Why? Because he made a very small investment to work with me and get the help he needed to save him literally thousands of dollars so that he can go to the IRS and go to the CPA with confidence. This can be you. Yes, and maybe you might not be at $1 million, but you can save literally hundreds and thousands of dollars. And who doesn't want to save $500,000, $2,000, $5,000 for your small business? So take it seriously, get help, feel free. I have a free call that you can have, and I have a community that you can be a part of. I'm so happy that you watched this video. I am Dr. Bryan Raya, DBR Bookkeeping, and we're doing business right. I'll see you on the inside, and take care.